The moment we've been waiting for, Hyliion finally reported their third quarter 2021 financial results. And as a result, the stock actually dropped by about 13% today so far. We're going to be talking about this move, their third quarter results, and why I'm still holding on to Hyliion stock despite the market sentiment of negativity towards Hyliion. Welcome back to another video. My name is Adam. On this channel, we talk about stocks, finances, investing, and saving money, as well as cryptocurrency. So if you want more content like this, be sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and let's get right into it. I also have a Discord group that feel free to check out down below in the description. Anyways, so yeah, Hyliion reported their third quarter results, and of course the market did not like this. So, I mean, over the past month, it's still up by about 10%, but like the pretty drastic drop of about 15% since its peak, since it hit $9.07. So we're going to go over the highlights right now, as well as why I'm excited for Hyliion's future, despite sort of this like negative sentiment. And then we're going to actually go through their investor relations page and talk about their Q3 conference presentation. So again, if you don't know what Hyliion is, it's a leader in electrified powertrain solutions for Class 8 semi-trucks, and it brought its Q3 2020 results. One exciting thing is their hybrid EX truck, which is basically like the souped up version of their hybrid model. So they announced addition of a couple of people to their board of directors, which have previous experience in a variety of fields related to electric vehicles. They secured a 40-unit reservation, which is very exciting, a 40-unit reservation from Moan Transport, and partnered with GreenPath Logistics for the initial controlled fleet of the Hypertruck ERX. So that's really cool. They already have a 40-unit fleet reservation, so it looks like their marketing is sort of starting to pay off. They also have this thing called the Hypertruck ERX Council, which basically partners with these big logistics companies to basically promote the Hyliion brand and to partner with these companies to provide their sort of zero emission transport or even negative carbon emission transport to these logistics companies. So they unveiled their new Hypertruck ERX showcase at the ACT Expo, generating strong fleet, industry, and regulatory interest. And the way that their model works is it's actually, excuse me, if this their Hypertruck ERX solution actually offers the credit emission. So every time you have an EV, at least by California law, you're allowed to gain like an EV credit, which is partly the reason why, for example, Tesla was profitable for the past couple of quarters due to their EV regulatory credits that they gained. So this is really good news here. They also launched improved hybrid powertrain solution called the Hybrid EX, and expected to begin recognizing revenue on these units in the fourth quarter of 2021. And FYI, right now, we are in the fourth quarter of 2021. The fourth quarter runs from October to December, by the way. So it's actually really cool that they're starting to roll out their units and starting to actually generate revenue from their powertrain solution. Initiating the Hypertruck ERX Roadshow beginning at Wegmans headquarters on November 10th to allow fleets to experience flagship product firsthand. So it is November 10th. And they also have these battery modules that's proprietary to Hyliion that I'm also excited about. And finally, I think this is the main reason that's been hitting on the stock price is that supply chain shortages and long lead time for components, coupled with the required development, testing, and validation of the Hypertruck ERX, are impacting the commercialization timeline. So if you don't, basically the whole world is in a supply crunch. There's so many ships just at port waiting to offload their cargo, and this is also impacting Hypertruck ERX development and getting revenues off for Hyliion. So because it's supposed to be like a fast-growing company, anything that says slowing growth is going to impact their stock price. But again, if you're a long-term investor and you're investing money that you're sort of willing to lose and sort of play around with, Hyliion is a really good long-term play, especially it being under its pre-SPAC price of $10 a share. So if you're looking at the max price here, it was at $10 per share before flying up to like $50, over $50, and then coming back down to earth. So Hyliion stock price being below $10 a share is a pretty good sign to me. Right now, valued at $1.33 billion. And I think it's only just a matter of time before Hyliion picks back up and dusts itself off and actually starts generating revenue, for example, in next quarter. So in the Q4 results, I would watch very closely to their revenue numbers and to see how many of those obligations they fulfilled, how many of those contracts that they actually fulfilled. So that is, I would say, we didn't really expect revenue from Hyliion. We didn't get any revenue. I think the major thing is that there's just a little bit of a delay in getting their components out due to supply chain shortages, which, everyone already knew about and has impacted other stocks before and, is impacting Hyliion right now. So, not the best, but, at the same time, I would say not the worst. I'm not really worried about the short-term fluctuation in the stock price, and I might even just pick up a few more shares of Hyliion on this dip. So Thomas Healy, Hyliion's founder, said, after a first half of the year filled with rapid progress and growth, our team continues to build on this momentum as evidenced by the commercial launch of our hybrid EX powertrain and accomplishment of some major milestones in our Hypertruck ERX multi-phase development program. So they begin their roadshow. As we continue providing these showcases to our Hypertruck Innovation Council members and other interested fleets, we expect to see a continued increase in the customer interest that we have already been receiving. And they talk about their board of directors here. So if you want, you can pause it and read through these items right here. But we're going to move on. So again, they secured a 40-unit reservation. The Hypertruck. So again, Moan Transport believes the future of trucking is sustainable as part of their business model. Their trucks need to travel hundreds of miles every day, and Hypertruck ERX can offer a low-cost, low-emission, and long-range electric solution. So they purchased their hybrid units right here, which is, again, good for Hyliion. They need these trucks to go out. They need to start selling them. They need to be on the road, and people need to see them in action to gain more confidence in their trucks. And so let's just go through their featured presentation here. This is on their investors relations page. So again, this is all basically what I talked about. So we already know that they formed the Hypertruck Innovation Council to actively support development of the powertrain. They unveiled the improved hybrid EX powertrain and the new Hypertruck ERX iteration at the ACT Expo. They delivered the first hybrid EX unit to Werner Enterprises, added 49 team members, so they have over 150 new employees year to date. So they have their roadshow kickoff. Again, they need to do more marketing. David Modell actually commented saying that he wants to drive the Hypertruck ERX all across the states with a monkey in a cowboy hat in the passenger seat. I think that would be a very good marketing move on Hyliion's part. So David, you should reach out to Hyliion and Thomas Healy there. Again, good to know that they're getting more Hypertruck ERX reservations. And Green Path Logistics said, after driving the vehicle at Hyliion's headquarters and going for a ride on the highway, I immediately knew this vehicle would change the landscape of trucking as we know it today. The vehicle was smooth, quiet, and drove like a passenger car as opposed to the way we know semi-trucks today. So again, this is the future of transport. Green Path Logistics, the CEO person said there. So that's encouraging news to me. And the more that this word spreads around, the more that Hyliion will gain customers like Moan Transport. So we just need this momentum to keep on rolling is what I'm saying. And hopefully that supply chain issues will more be a short-term phenomenon and not be a long-term thing. So again, if you're an investor, especially if you're okay with a little bit of risk, now is the time to buy, especially with the 13% drop. So shortages causing lead times, we already talked about this. Hyliion has already placed orders for all 2022 development trucks, working to secure 2023 build slots. And they continue to work closely with current and alternative suppliers to improve component delivery pipeline. So good for them. And this just shows their product showcase. It's ongoing right now. So to build initial showcase units for fleet ride-alongs, kick off the roadshow, etc. We want to get into the financials in a little bit. So delivered first customers to Werner Enterprises, design enhancement and simplification. So improved packaging, net system weight reduction, improved overall system efficiency, automatic traction control. So again, all these things that they're doing is great. They just need to, I feel like investors are getting impatient. They want some results. And due to these issues that they're having just a little bit, the investors are just punishing Hyliion. And they talk about their key additions here. And let's just look at their quarterly results. Maybe I can zoom in on this a little bit. So basically they have reported sales, obviously nothing a lot, they're just losing money. So Q3 of 2020, they lost 9.1 million. Q3 of 2021, they lost $26.6 million based off of all of these phases right here. So research and development, SG&A, etc. And so they still have cash on hand of close to $600 million, which is good. So again, when you're in the loss-making stage, you want a lot of money on hand in order to pay for research and development, general and administrative expenses, etc. So it's good to see that they're not going under anytime soon, and they hopefully won't have to do a stock purchase, because whenever you dilute shareholder value, you know that the stock is going to drop. So I think this is mainly exciting news. They have a lot of revenue to get them through the next couple of quarters. The stock is being punished unnecessarily, I think, in my opinion. A lot of people are bullish on Hyliion, even in the Yahoo Finance comment section. If you're going to look at the stock chart right here, so let's just take a look. I mean, if we zoom out, yeah, they've went from like $50 all the way to below $8 right now. And if we're going to zoom in on this chart, we see this massive drop. I actually said in my previous video, if you're playing the technical side of things, what you want to do is buy here. So again, at the $7 range, or even if it dips below the $7 range, and basically sell when it rides the upper Bollinger Band, as it did right here. And you would have gained a nice 30% here. And what you would have done is avoided this 13% decrease in the share price. So however, now it may be the time to start accumulating a position in Hyliion. Maybe apply the 3-day trading rule before you start accumulating some shares. But it may be a good idea to buy the dip, right, if you want to be a contrarian investor. So that's all I have for you today. Again, be sure to check out the links below and down below in the description. If you want to support me financially, check out Patreon. If you want to support the Discord, there is a free link to join the Discord, totally free. And all I ask is just a like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this video. But yeah, cheers, guys. Love you all. Until next time, peace.